I mean, it's got the consistency of maple syrup, which I personally love in a beer. Like,
it's a thick boy.
All right, guys, it's Johann from Phoenix Magazine. I'm here at O.H.S.O in downtown Gilbert. We're here with Brody, who's the barrel program manager, right?
Yes, that's true.
We're gonna talk about some beers. What I'm drinking right here, you wanna tell us about this beer?
Yeah, that's the jelly-filled Knights of Windsor. So it's our most recent Ales from the Crypt variant release. Just came out a couple weeks ago. It's a variant of our Knights of Windsor, which is a maple syrup barrel-aged beer. French toast inspired, so we age it on cinnamon sticks, vanilla beans, and then it has that maple flavor from the maple syrup barrels that we get. This one, instead of cinnamon, we left that out. Still has the maple body from the barrel aging, and then we also use raspberries from Michigan and hazelnuts and vanilla beans as well. So it kind of takes the same base flavor profile that we're used to with Knights of Windsor. We've been doing it for about 4 years, and kind of just remixes it and kind of brings it to you in a different format. It's a little more playful with the fruitiness and just kind of a different variation for other people to try. So
they brought you on to kind of pioneer the barrel age program here, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of experience prior to working with O.H.S.O with barrels. I used to make wine and also beer for about 8 years before starting here. So putting a lot of different liquids into barrels. I also had a sour beer program, a domesticated beer program, or a non-infected, contaminated program. So a lot of different barrel aging aspects that I had done previously. And then O.H.S.O was looking to get into the barrel aging game a little bit stronger than they had been. So they were kind of looking for someone. I happened to see the post while I was living in Iowa. Sent my application in. They got back to me really quickly. My qualifications lined up pretty well for what they were asking, and it all happened really quickly. And within, like a month of my application, I was flying down here to meet the owner and get to know the guys, and then went back to Iowa. Took a couple weeks to pack up a U-Haul trailer full of all my gear and drove down here, and didn't really know anyone, just kind of showed up, and that was about 4 years ago. So
that's awesome.
Obviously, we've done a lot of barrel aging since then, and we're just getting going even stronger now. So
I would say that the barrel age program for O.H.S.O was kind of like a turning point. Like, it really upped O.H.S.O's game within the beer community. So like, what was that process like? What have you seen change in terms of where you were 4 years ago and where you are now?
Yeah, I mean, O.H.S.O has always been like a staple of the Phoenix beer community. I mean, they were established in 2011, so they've always been kind of the neighborhood spot, starting from Arcadia, where they, their first location. And the owners, they really had the vision to expand the offerings that they brought to the table. And one of those ways to do that is through barrel aging. They were, lucky enough to have the kind of foresight to see the potential in that in the future, and the fact that the Phoenix market was slightly underserved, I would say, in that area of beer. There's only a couple people doing barrel aged stuff. There are some difficulties that come with doing it in the desert with humidity and other factors that play in there. There's a lot more evaporation and absorption that occurs down here. So there are some hurdles, but nothing that's too crazy to overcome. And so they kind of decided to look for someone that could help expand the program, and I was lucky enough to be that person that they chose. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a terrific job.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. I know a lot of people kind of see O.H.S.O as like the barrel aged beer place now, because I mean, Bananarchy, you guys are doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's definitely a team effort for us. Like, I kind of have the title of barrel program manager, but it's definitely like, I think we have 9 or 10 people in our production now between our 3 different brewery locations, and everything that occurs within O.H.S.O is definitely a team effort that we all kind of allow each other to focus on certain things, but definitely take pride in as a whole as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we have Arizona Strong Beer Festival coming up soon.
Yep.
You guys are always part of that. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to have, what you're going to pour there. Give people a little teaser.
So the teaser is probably more of a hype builder. We're going to be pouring, I can confirm, 2 ales from the Crypts. There'll be cellared releases, but we're not quite to the point of saying what they are yet.
Sure.
And then we'll also have some of our higher alcohol double IPAs, and I think maybe another style from our Arcadia location. So Definitely look for about 5 different offerings from O.H.S.O while you're out there, at least 2 ales from the crypts, and then just some higher doubles, imperial styles that you're more used to. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And then obviously that leads us right into Arizona Beer Week. So tell us a little bit about, obviously you have multiple locations.
Yeah.
What's going to be going on that week?
So we have a ton of stuff going on with Beer Week. We're actually starting it out day 1 with our Donut Day, which is one of our kind of annual celebrations that we've been doing for a long time. It's 13 donut-inspired beers, Baker's Dozen, paired with 13 donuts from O.H.S.O Donuts. They special make a lot of those just for the Donut Day. So this year, that's going to happen on day 1 of Arizona Beer Week, February 17th, which is next Thursday. That goes all day long from when we open at 11 a.m. until we close.
All locations?
All locations. If you show up, you can get a sample pour of any of the donut-inspired beers, and it's going to come with like a quarter donut that pairs with that specific beer. So it's a lot of fun. People come out, they get 5 tasters with 5 different little donut samples. Sit down, enjoy. Bring your kids, dog, whatever. We have patios, family friendly, dog friendly, all that stuff. So it's just a good community event. A great way to kick off the week. And then going forward, we have we're doing a pre-party for the Strong Beer Fest at King's in Central Phoenix. One of our favorite beer bars, and they're going to do kind of a pre-release. They moved the festival a little bit further east this year, so some of the guys that can't make it out there, they're doing like a pre-event. They're having a bunch of local breweries, not just O.H.S.O, but I think probably 10 or 12 different guys, kind of a tap takeover. They have like 100 taps there, so it'll be a bunch of strong beers on tap there, so we'll be a part of that event. Then obviously the Strong Beer Festival, and then kind of our big marquee event for that is going to be this From the Vault event that we're doing here at the Gilbert location. We're tapping 13 ales from the crypts that came out of our vault, which is basically just our cellar where we store and age beers. So we have a Bananarchy vertical, which will be all the vintages of Bananarchy that we have in-house. So we have 3 vintages of Bananarchy plus the 2021 variant, which is peanut butter Bananarchy on tap. We're doing a vertical of our Hits from the Bung barley wine series, so 3 vintages of that. We have Moulin Bruges, which is one of the highest rated beers on Untapped that we've ever released, a barrel-aged quad, I think 17.2%, finished on coconut, pecans, all that fun stuff. There's 1 keg left in existence, so we're tapping that. The first ever ales from the crypt to come out was a 2018 Two Pump Chump. So we have the last keg of that we're going to be tapping. Basically pulling out all the stops and just putting it all on tap. So yeah, like I said, 13 barrel-aged beers on tap at least. And then we do have a collection of cellared cans, including vintages of Bananarchy, Moulin Bruges, Hits from the Bung, among other things that we're just basically going to have for sale at the event as well for people. And then we've also, our newest ales from the crypt, it's a new one. This will be the first time we're releasing it. It's called Cryptnosis. It's a blended barley wine, wheat wine, rye wine, 16.8%. It's a blend of 5 different barrel types and 3 different beers. And we're going to be releasing it that day as well. So it's coming out with 2 variants. A date variant, so it's aged on Arizona dates that we got from Agritopia Farms here in Gilbert.
Wow.
And then also a stroopwafel variant, which is a salted caramel and chocolate variant. So that's going to be, those 3 cans will also be releasing at that event. So basically it's a mega event for us. We're just going to just let it loose, and that's kind of how.
And that's here?
That's here at Gilbert. The cans will go for sale at Paradise Valley and Arcadia as well. But they won't be doing the tap takeover, so the tap takeover and the entire event will be centered here in Gilbert, and then the cans will also release around the valley on the same day.
And that's what day?
That's February 24th. It's a Thursday.
From open to close, what time do you guys open?
So 4 p.m. is when the event starts. So kind of a unique thing for this event, people can show up prior to the can release to try beers. Usually we do can releases as soon as we open our doors to the public. That's when the cans go on sale, whether it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday or 11 a.m. on a weekday. But this one, since we're doing an afternoon event, the can release will be at 5. The event starts at 4, so you can show up early. You can try Cryptnosis. You can try the variants. You can try the vintages of the cans we'll be releasing. So you can basically get a sneak preview before you buy it, which, you know, is kind of fun for people, so they can kind of come ahead of time. And then we'll do a separate kind of line outside of our barrel room downstairs, which we always do for releases, to open up at 5 o'clock and let people in for the can release. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. You guys are pulling it all out for those.
Yeah, we're just, you know, we were thinking about spreading those things out a little bit. We're like, no, you know, we're already getting everyone here on a Thursday, so let's just, like, you know, let's drop it. We're gonna be canning that beer that day. Literally, we have our canning company coming in, so it'll be like straight off the line into the consumer's hands. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, the beers have also been aging for over 3 years. These are beers that we brewed back when I basically first started.
Yeah.
So it's a long time coming, and we're excited to get it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So out of everything you're going to be pouring on the 24th, what are you the most excited about? You personally?
Oh, man. It's a toss-up. I would have to say Moulin Bruges, because Moulin Bruges in itself was a beer that we brewed. If you know anything about how breweries operate, a lot of times you have yeast strains that you can harvest and reuse for a few generations. And we'd brought a Belgian strain in to do a couple one-offs for an event or something that we had going. And we used it for a few different kind of other beers in-house. And then we're like, okay, you know, we have like one more generation to kind of kill this thing off, you know, really, like, we don't care about the health after this, so we're just gonna, so we brewed a Belgian quad, you know, a really high alcohol Belgian quad, and put it in bourbon barrels, and basically kind of forgot about it for like 2.5 years. And then finally, you know, we're just sitting there and like, oh, we should probably get that thing out here, you know, sitting. So we kind of tasted it, and we're like, yeah, you know, it's Belgian quads, you know, it'd be fun to kind of do some secondary adjuncts to it to kind of give it some more complexity. We just off the cuff, or, you know, we're like, you know, toasted coconut would go really good with like the toasted profile of this beer. And then we added some different nuts in there that we toast in house too, and it just kind of became this thing. And we put it out not really expecting a whole lot from it, and then it kind of just like had this like boom that everyone's like, holy crap, this is incredible. And, you know, to us, the style of Belgian quad isn't very hyped up, you know, like people love pastry stouts and they love those things, but Belgian quads don't really get the hype so often. So we were super surprised by it. It sold out super fast. We didn't even like think to save any because we didn't expect it to sell like it did. And so we basically have one keg of it left.
Incredible.
It's the last keg in existence. The beer takes, like, that beer aged for over 2.5 years. So the likelihood of it coming back, it's far down the line if it does, and it hasn't even started the process of happening yet. So it's kind of a special treat for us, and we're probably most excited to have that one on tap.
That's awesome.
I'll definitely be Ubering home from work that day, I think. So,
cheers to that, for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool.
For sure.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. This is fantastic. Make sure you come out here, obviously, for all of their events, from the Donut Day on the 17th to the, from the Vault on the 24th. And then obviously go visit them at the Strong Beer Festival. You can't miss them. They got the big orange tents, and they're going to be pouring some amazing beers. So thank you again.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll see you guys later.
Cheers, guys.